Welcome to our explainer. Today, we're going to look at a really old idea about spirituality and, well, turn it on its head. We're going to explore a really powerful question about what it means to live a spiritual life today, all through the lens of one very modern practitioner. So let's just dive right into the heart of it, shall we? Can you really go deep into spiritual practice and also have a career, a family, and, financial goals? Is it even possible to be a yogi and an entrepreneur, or are those two things just fundamentally opposed? To even begin to answer that, we've got to first talk about a really powerful stereotype. It's a myth that has pretty much shaped how we all think a spiritual life is supposed to look. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the one hand, you have that classic image, right? The monk on a mountain who's given up everything. But on the other side, you see a totally different approach, a path of engaging with the world, living fully within it, not separating yourself from it. And this brings us to a perfect example of someone living that integrated path. His name is Osman, also known as the blind Muslim yogi. Just look at how he introduces himself. The moment he includes entrepreneur in that list, you know he's setting up a whole new way of looking at things. So you have to ask, how does one person bring all these seemingly opposite roles together? Let's take a closer look at the man behind this philosophy. Osman's background is honestly a fascinating mix. He's a master-level bioenergy healer with a full 50 years of advanced practice under his belt. He specializes in really tough cases, critical care and terminal illness recovery. He uses what he calls telepathic healing, which is based on principles of quantum entanglement, all while running businesses across the globe. And here's something incredible. His spiritual journey hit a massive peak very, very early on. He was just 19 years old when he had his first samadhi experience, that state of profound union that many consider the absolute pinnacle of yoga. And this is where his story takes a really interesting turn. So after this incredibly profound experience, he was invited to dedicate his life to being a monk in a monastery. But he said no. He felt that withdrawing from the world just wasn't the natural thing to do. For him, the more authentic path was to actually engage with life in all of its messy, beautiful complexity. Now, that decision wasn't just some random choice. It's actually rooted in a core philosophy that rethinks what a spiritual life is all about. It's not about denial. It's about skillful, intentional balance. Let's take a look at relationships. The traditional path often preaches celibacy, but his philosophy sees them as an important way to balance our own internal energies. The whole point isn't to be a slave to your desires, but to become a master of them. And this thinking extends to ambition and business. He doesn't see building a business as an act of greed. He actually sees it as a form of service. He calls entrepreneurs the lifeblood of the economy because they create jobs and value for everyone in society. So this is really the key point. This integrated path isn't about pretending you're not human. Of course not. It's about acknowledging all of it, desire, ambition, relationships, and learning how to navigate them with mastery so that they don't control you. Okay, so that's the philosophy. But what does it look like in practice? If you're not running away from the world, how does this practice actually help you deal with it day to day? Well, for Osman, yoga and meditation aren't an escape hatch. They are the actual tools you use to engage. This means using your practice to stay calm during a high-stakes business meeting, or to find clarity when you're making big financial decisions, or to have the balance to navigate tricky family situations. It becomes your practical support system for real, modern problems. And this whole idea of real-world application, well, that's the foundation of his entire life's work. It's his mission. His mission is basically to take these ancient sciences and make them practical. He believes in a scientific, results-based approach, so he works to simplify really complex, ancient protocols to revive these powerful techniques so that they can actually benefit us today, improving everything from our health and peace of mind to our relationships and even our finances. And he's incredibly clear on this point. His healing work is complementary. It is not, and he repeats, not intended to replace conventional medical treatment. It's meant to enhance it, to help fill in the gaps where other methods might be lacking. And you have to understand, this path requires an incredible amount of discipline. Osman's high success rate is the direct result of 50 years of deep, intensive study and a truly rigorous daily practice. Right now, he's practicing a minimum of 8 to 10 hours every single day, just as he says, sharpening the sword. That dedication is exactly why his premium healing services are not inexpensive. So the big question becomes, how can you start to explore this kind of balanced path for yourself?
Well, he offers a few different ways in. You can start with a ton of free resources. He holds nothing back on his YouTube channel and podcasts. But for those who want to go deeper, there are paid services like one-on-one consultations. His exclusive energy healing, of course, is a premium service.
Honestly, a great no-commitment place to start for anyone is the free 5-minute yoga and meditation program. It's designed to be a really simple but effective introduction. You can download it right from his website, which is yogawellness786.com. And this kind of leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought to chew on. What if the ultimate spiritual test isn't about renouncing the world? What if it's about full, conscious, and masterful participation in life itself? If that question sparks something in you and you're curious to learn more, his website is the place to go for everything we've talked about today, including, of course, that free program. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. And as Osman often says, probably the most important thing is to always remember to take care of yourself.